Hi YouTube. I did a practice sketch before this one so I could figure out the idea before I jumped in on this recording. I had that initial sketch off to the side along with the references for the characters and threw in the basic shapes before adding some details on top. Because this isn't a serious drawing and it's meant for entertainment, I kept the style of the Avengers in particular quite simple, cartoonish and expressive. I'm not looking for anatomical accuracy or anything like that, just as long as they're recognisably the Avengers. One last check at the overall drawing and now I can start the proper line work. There's more detail on Thanos because he's the largest character and occupies quite a lot of space in the drawing. I didn't want to go overboard in the detail though because I feel that'll be too much of a contrast between the Titan and the Avengers. I messed up the gem placement on his gauntlet, and it's something I didn't notice until later. Finishing touches, and I'm ready to open up Photoshop and start flatting. I put this layer on multiply and put another layer underneath where the colours will go. I'm using the lasso tool to make big selections, and I'm assigning each character with a colour. While using the lasso tool, I'm holding Alt so I can switch between the free lasso and a polygonal lasso. Check out my top 10 Photoshop shortcuts to see what I mean. Another thing to consider is that if you make small selections and add to them by pressing Shift, it's a safer option. That's because if you commit to making one giant selection and then accidentally click off the application or something, that selection might be lost. Control and Z can't always bail you out. I speak from experience. Anyway, once the main selections are made, I come back in and make smaller selections separating out the skin and clothing. I'm using the bucket tool to fill each of the selections in. It was here that I noticed the infinity stones were not right, so I moved them up and recolored them. Now it's a case of repeating this process for each of the characters. When flatting, consider working from biggest to smallest. I'll have a video on flatting out soon about why this is important, but as a general rule your selection should start at the biggest thing and work smaller as you go. The colouring followed the same pattern as the drawing. Basic flat colours for the more cartoony Avengers and a shadow pass on Thanos. I only worked with two values, the local value of the flat and the shadow. If this was a more detailed piece, I'd be working with several other values to help give the drawing more depth. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because that would be nice. Thanks. I put a gradient in the background to make it a little more interesting, and that's it for the recording. Following on from this recording, I showed a few of my colleagues this illustration for a critique, and they helped primarily with the background. I also added a few black shadow shapes on Thanos and gave him glowing red eyes because, well, I wanted to. And by request, I added snow. The final touch was adding the text, and this is my Christmas illustration. I'll have another video out of the stream that I've not done as of the time of this recording, so I'm hoping it went really well. If there is no video of me streaming, then you know I fucked something up. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want a print of this image, it's available on my website. Link is in the description. I've been Brinkley, have fun drawing, and happy Christmas.